Hooray, hooray. Happy Sunday. Welcome, welcome. I'm excited to read for y'all. So, Spirit was chatting to me for a bit. Oh, morning, everybody. Happy to see y'all. Spirit kicked off my morning meditation. And when I go into meditation, it's like I always have an intention on these days when I'm going live. It's, if y'all want to drop in anything for the collective, please feel free. And Spirit was talking about simplicity and about actions. And I want to bring that down to earth for you. So Spirit was talking about how, we can all feel the kind of palpable disassociation, disconnection. I'll even go so far as to say like madness that is in the air right now for many, 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 many reasons. A lot of chaos. And the antidote for chaos is simplicity. Morning, morning. Welcome, welcome. Simplicity. Spirit was talking about a lot of people wondering, who am I? Or how do I find myself? How do I become myself? Blah, blah, blah. Like, how do I find out what I'm really here to do, etc. And where Spirit was talking about actions and simplicity, it was, and this applies to you and to other people, you are what you do. If you wonder, who am I? You are your actions. And what does that mean? That means that if you want to change who you are, that's within your realm, your sphere of influence, because it's according to your actions. So if, there are people in the world who feel, I don't like myself, I'm unworthy, low self-worth, low self-esteem, there are actions that you can take that are like, what do I consider to be the actions of a really good person or a really grounded person? Or what would if somebody would come and do this for me, I would be so excited. And so what if I were to go out and do that? Or what if I were to step into that and try that on? So Spirit is saying you are your actions, and that applies to other people as well. So people can, talk all day about what they want to do or what they're going to do or how they see themselves, but it's like, how do they be themselves? That is where you can judge, and the same applies to yourself. So you do not need to be thinking, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. Meanwhile, you're just chilling on the couch. It's like you're not out here committing war crimes. You know what I mean? So check in with what you're doing and who you are being. And if you want to make adjustments, make adjustments. That's what this whole earthly experiment is for. Okay? So Spirit is reminding you how much control you have, how much less chaotic and disassociated things can be when you are choosing. This is how I want to be, and this is also who I want to be around, and I'm going to base that on their actions. And unfortunately, in this era, energy is very contagious. You don't have to be a scientist. I don't have to show you diagrams of molecules to let you know that, like, when you get home and the partner or the spouse or the friend is in a bad mood, it's like, oh God, the air in here is thick. You know what I'm saying? Energy is contagious. And so Spirit really keeps coming in with, we really each need to root down into who ourselves and how we want to be, because if not, we're going to get swept away in, like, essentially kind of like this hurricane of dissociation, disconnection, chaos, every man for themselves. Saturn, Neptune entering Aries very, very soon. Saturn will be meeting Neptune in Aries. It's a momentous event. It's something that happens, there are hundreds of years between the times that has happened in the history of Earth. So this is a unique point. Okay. All right. Jeez. It's like I can't help myself, Like, I could come in here and try to be light and frothy and be like, it's Sunday, it's 11 a.m., it's brunch vibes. But instead it's like, can you please root into who your soul wants to be and be brave enough to step into that? And because energy is contagious, to detach in whatever way is healthy and reasonable from people and things that make you go crazy, that make you feel like you're about to step out of yourself. Okay? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Totally agree, Maria. Exactly. And this whole, Neptune and Pisces, part of that age and part of what that was teaching all of us is everybody is more psychic than they know. They just don't fucking know it. It's like, and it's natural. It's not like a fucking rare gift We are built like this. We're built to be a collective. We're built to feel each other. So we feel this shit. And so when people, again, feel like they're going a little bit crazy, that's why Spirit's like, you're not going crazy. You're just psychic. You're just permeable. Like, we are all a little Piscean. Pisces rules each of our chart, right, in one specific arena. So we might be more psychic in that area, but all of us are. And so spiritual hygiene is really important. Am I cleansing myself? Am I girding myself with good, nutritious thoughts and media, or am I eating a bunch of junk, metaphorically speaking, and I'm more permeable to these, these diseases, catching these little bugs from the things I see online or the thing the person said to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I said we were going to get into it, and then tangent. Okay. Let's get into the weekly forecast, Spirit. With that message, wow, Jesus, with that message in our back pocket, let's get into the week ahead. We're going to look day by day and see what Spirit wants us to know, what the world is bringing to us, and then we'll get into the elemental forecast for the signs and see what we are bringing to the week. So, Spirit, starting with today. A reading for the collective, Spirit. Please share with us the vibe, the kind of layout, the energy, the wavelength of the week ahead, so that we may best step into it in a way that brings ease, peace, fulfillment, abundance, joy. Spirit, help us to ground in the truth, to blossom in the truth. For our highest good, Spirit. What do those who tune into this reading need to know for the coming week? Okay. Someday I'm going to be able to upgrade. Someday, wow, Jesus, these cards are jumping. Someday I'm going to be able to upgrade, and we're going to have a camera on this little table so that y'all can see the cards as I see the cards. Maybe this is a nice time to remind everybody, if you do want to support me being able to put a camera on these cards any sooner, I do have a Patreon. If you want to support the channel, info south of this video. Please and thank you. Wednesday. Okay. A lot of pentacles. Okay. Thursday, Spirit. Thursday. Friday. Wow. Okay. Saturday. And take us. Wow. Okay. We're going to pause there. All right. Refreshing week. I can see what Spirit is talking about with give and take. Let's talk. The world today. Graduation. Awareness. The completion of a cycle. Spirit, the world is not a small thing. And to come up in a collective reading and to have Spirit even open talking about, like, who are you? You are how you be. You are what you do. So you don't have to wonder, am I what I think? Am I what I feel? Am I what I'm curious about? Am I what I'm interested in? Am I what I'm gifted at? You are what you do. The world is saying, what realization are you coming to today? And you might be being prompted by tuning into this reading to have that realization. Like, this reading could just be the message or the catalyst that is like, yeah, what have I come all the way full circle? And I'm ready to do something differently. And we're just going to jump immediately to Monday, because do everything differently, Ace of Pentacles, new beginning. Yes, I totally agree. And I feel like I feel like we've been seeing a lot of pentacles because it's like we're rooting, we're grounding, we're getting real, we're getting present. There's too many, there's no, right? I'm making sure. Okay, let me not lie. There's no swords in our weekly forecast because we've all got plenty of fucking swords that we're dealing with. So Spirit's like, okay, to bring you into contact with what you need to know for peace, fulfillment, growth, abundance, all the things that we prayed about, this is what you want to focus on and root into. So today, the completion and the understanding Tomorrow, the new beginning, the purposeful, present, what is a pentacle-based new beginning? It's I'm going to take steps. I'm going to take action. Oh, thank you so much, precious partner. I don't know if you could hear my cat caterwauling in the background, begging to be let out. Okay, new beginning, present, actions. The world today, the ace tomorrow. What do you want to start tomorrow? I'm not talking about those things that we say we're going to start that are self-sabotaging. Ace of Pentacles says start really small. The seed, gentle. What do you do with the seed? Really, that first day of work with a seed is not much work. It's hole, drop, cover. That's the amount of like effort that I would like you to put into your Ace of Pentacles new start. So let me give you an example. If you are like, the world, I've come full circle. I've realized that like I really need to get my financial security together. Tomorrow, you put $1 into a savings account, or 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever ace feels like to you, where it's like, that was nothing. That didn't hurt. That was no skin off my nose. Or I've been wanting to get my physical fitness together. It's not starting tomorrow, I'm going to run for an hour every day. It's tomorrow, I'm going to go on a 10-minute walk because I haven't been on a walk in ages, or whatever. Ace of Pentacles. Let me start. Let me be right here present. I don't need to like come up with the plan in my head. I need to do a thing. Do a little thing. And each day as I do a little thing, do a little thing, do a little thing, I will acclimate and I will grow, and it will be a comfortable thing. It's not going out and yanking the little green shoots out of the ground and being like, hurry up. No, it's like, I'll put in the work. And Spirit is talking about roots and fruits. Don't worry about the look of the fruits. Focus on your roots. Focus on your support system. Focus on taking care of yourself from the ground up. The fruits will take care of themselves. The awesome outcomes will happen as you put in the work, put in the steps, take the actions that are, this is who I want to be. This is how I want to be. That's so Spirit is really like bringing it all together. So Tuesday, how I want to be. The Hermit. Spirit is talking about doing a self-inventory. For you to be who you want to be, you need to be surrounded by people and things that nurture and nourish you. Is it bad to just spoiler alert and flow into the next card? Let me just do that. If this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday. Surprise, more Pentacles. When you choose to be yourself, even if other people don't understand it, can't see it, this person is alone on the top of a snowy mountain, it's not a place that most people are willing to go, right? So metaphorically speaking, you want to go places that not necessarily everybody around you understands or wants to go there. And if you really want it, the world, the Ace of Pentacles, if you really want it, you have to be willing to let people not understand you. One of my favorite quotes by one of my favorite Stoic philosophers is, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Be content that people don't understand why or what. It's fine. I don't actually need that right now. I'm really focused on me, especially on that particular day. But honestly, over the course of the week, we've got a few more cards that point to looking out for number one, pun intended. So focus on what is something that I want to do, a mission, and something that might even set me apart from other people. And other people won't get it, and they won't follow me. That's important too. Spirit is talking about how another mark of these times is the dissociation, the disconnection is like, it's so much chaos and it's so many voices, and it's a lot of comparing ourselves to other people and like using other people's yardsticks to measure where we are and what we're doing. And it's like, if we do that, it's like, what did Einstein say about like, if you ask a fish to climb a tree, you're going to think the fish is like useless. You know what I mean? But it's like, you're asking it to climb a fucking tree. That's not what it's here to do, right? So doing what you are here to do, finding your own particular genius and leaning in, because we all have it. And that brings into your orbit people and things that are willing to give you what you are worth. The Hermit, something about the Hermit is, you know, they're not begging anybody for anything, right? They are doing their own thing. And because they are not begging and they are not, they're not desperate or searching for accolades or attention or affirmation or validation, And ironically, because of that, there is more likely to be affirmation, validation, because all of us are inspired when we see somebody doing their fucking thing. Even if it's not our thing, it inspires us to do our own thing. You've seen people, Spirit is giving me a funny example. They're like, have you ever had that subject in school that you really hated, that you really thought was like boring and lame and unnecessary, right? Like, in high school, I didn't fucking think history was interesting. I was like, why do I need to know this? That was because history had been taught to me like, here are numbers, memorize these numbers, memorize this date and the name of this battle, with no context for why this shit was happening. When I got to college and I had to take my basic ass history class, that motherfucker loved history, and he knew a lot of shit, and he was all about the context and the fabric and the tapestry. And when he wove it together for me, I was like, this is interesting, this is relevant, this means this, we know the past, we know the future. It changed the game. So when we see somebody doing their own thing and being passionate, even if it's not our thing, we can get lit up about it. And that's what Spirit is saying, is like, people will get lit up and excited about and willing to invest in you the more that you are yourself this week. Thursday. The first thing I hear when I see this is take it slow. Okay, so if any of you make notes, like, you know, you have a little calendar book in front of you, or just post-its where it's like Thursday, Thursday is take it slow. And Spirit's being really funny. They're saying, you know, they're making the comparison. Thursday is Thor's day. Thursday is named for the planet Jupiter, and the planet Jupiter is, you know, go big or don't go. Not even go home. It's like only go big. That's it. And Spirit is like, actually go slow. That day it feels like there's going to be external reasons that make you want to leap, hurry, rush to conclusion. That's really specifically what I'm hearing. Like jumping to conclusion, take it slow. The moon is our fears, our patterns. Listen, this is how Spirit works. We all have something in common. Even if we'll never know each other in life, and hopefully that's not true, but even if we never will, we would be shocked at the intersections that we each share together, but it will mean different things for everyone. So go slow. Fears, unconscious programming, the way that if you wake up in the middle of the night and you were just having a nightmare and you look at the corner and there's a funny shape, it's like it looks like a fucking monster, but actually that's just a chair with a pile of clothes on it. Something might look like a monster, but it's not. Something might look, Spirit is talking about like insurmountable or like devastating. And I don't want to scare you. I'm saying it's not. I'm saying it might appear that way, but it's not. So it might be like, for example, work sends out an email and it like sets off alarm bells in your head, but then it turns out that it's not that. This is what Spirit is saying. That's why they're saying take it slow. Don't jump to conclusions on Thursday. Let things play out. The moon, in French, there is a phrase, pardon my accent, entre chien et loup, between dog and wolf. And it's a saying for the time of day that is twilight. Between, it's not day, but it's not night. And when we are in that kind of dreamy, interestingly shadowed and shaded time of day, a dog might look like a wolf. So the idea is don't make a dog into a wolf, okay? It might be friendlier and actually better for you than you're expecting, but if you jump to conclusions and you freak out, what happens when you freak out in front of a dog? They take on some wolfish qualities. That's what Spirit is saying, okay? So your fear could set someone else off and create a fearful old pattern. So it's like, let me not do that. Let me remember, a weird lady on the internet said, take it slow, chill, don't jump to conclusions, let it play out, let it show itself. The moon is also flux, things doing this. So it's like, again, if you jump to a conclusion, you're probably going to end up wrong regardless, because it's probably going to shift into something else. So don't trust your fear, okay? Take it slow. Ace of Pentacles, root, meditate, take a walk, do the things that help you clear your head, clear your heart, okay? Okay, now Friday, gorgeous. See, a breakthrough. See, it's actually not at all what it appeared to be. And in actuality, something really good is showing up. And I don't think that it's an accident that it is water-based. Hello, little cup arriving. So look more closely. Don't think that a wolf is a dog. Ace of Cups, an emotional new beginning. So Spirit is showing me a couple of things. One of them is somebody just being really honest about a need that they haven't shared. I really want this from you, partner or boss or whoever, where it's like, I just really need this. And that openness and that vulnerability invites being, again, nourished, invites being appreciated. I said that a lot of the cards in this reading point to looking out for number one, right? Aces are number one. The Hermit is the one. The World is the one who is connected to the whole. And just, we're just going to jump there for just a second. Your final card, we'll talk about this in a second, but literally number one, the Magician. So the elements, and Spirit is also talking about the balance of the elements in your life. Again, you notice that there are neither swords nor wands present in this forecast. Spirit is really encouraging you to notice your internal landscape and to take those small steps. Physical, Ace of Pentacles; emotional, Ace of Cups. I'm going to reveal this part of myself that I've never revealed to this person. That's who I want to be. I want to be someone who is honest and speaks from the heart. For example, you could come to that conclusion, the World today. And your Ace of Cups conversation could really lead to a big breakthrough. Friday flows into Saturday, when either next we will meet or we'll meet Sunday. Y'all continue to let me know, please, because I'm playing with it right now, trying to play with which day works for you guys. So, a new beginning, and Spirit is saying, like, can we make a comparison here? Kicking off the week today like this and finishing it off like this. Do we see the similarities? The wand, the cup, the sword, the pentacle, the wand, the cup, the sword, the pentacle, all four elements in our grasp and within our sphere of influence. You know, this is the ending or the completion, and this is the new beginning. Hello. The fucking World into an ace. The small new beginning, remixing what you have in front of you. The Magician says you have everything that you need, especially if you take these Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Hermit, Moon type actions. You're going to discover, oh, I do have everything that I need. I just needed to take a closer look at my inner landscape and be a little less afraid to show what's in there, first to myself and then to other people, as I feel comfortable and as it feels safe. Okay, no one's pushing you. So, the Magician also says to me, get creative. Get really creative on Saturday. There might be a new way to look at things or do things. That's what I'm hearing. And you could have like a, oh shit, like an epiphany. That's just what Spirit is saying. So feels like some deep conversations, deep explorations, and then conversely, some very gentle, simple actions taken this week that have a lot of effects, have a lot of really good, it feels very reciprocal. It feels like flow as opposed to stagnation. You know, we've been, for example, I feel like we've been getting the Four of Pentacles quite a few times over the last few weeks. This feels like the opposite of that. I really love that. I'm excited to see what is in our elemental forecast. So let's get into it. Spirit is saying water. So we are going to start with water. Oh my God, Hillary, welcome back in all the ways. Oh, that's so exciting. Yay. Okay. I feel like I'm hearing Sunday more than Saturday, more often than not. So far. So make your voice heard. That's not true for you. Make your voice heard. All right. Let's start the elemental forecast for the water signs. Thank you, Spirit. Getting into Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, the water element this week, Spirit. People who have water, moon, sun, rising, or dominant. What is the theme for them this week? What do you want them to know, Spirit, for their highest good? What is showing up? Okay. And what about money? Resources, skills, jobs, opportunities. Okay. And how about spirit, their head space, the mental realm for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces people, spirit. Okay, interesting. Now the heart space, relationships, connections, spirit for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, their own element. What are the feelings? Hey, okay, interesting. Very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And finally, spirit, their energy, their fire, their spirit. Wow. Okay, so here's your first headline, water signs. Spirit says this week you will be giving up the ghost on something. Let's talk. The theme for the water signs, death. A reminder here that death is not the tower. Death is not, wow, bang, surprise, doesn't this suck? Death is a natural ending. Now, as much as it is natural, nobody likes change but a wet baby. So it's very normal to be like, this change, even if it's positive, is painful. Often I like to use the example of like, there can be a very happy change that we still have to mourn. So somebody who's been single their whole life, you know, gets married, gets pregnant. And it's like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be pregnant. I'm so excited for this next chapter. And there is a part of me that is mourning the fact that like, I will never be single again. I'll, you know, for the next 18 years, you know, this person will be right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's some mourning to do that is perfectly natural, but it's very healthy to close a door. Because this, you know, what's the alternative when we see the death card? Is somebody trying to continue dragging something dead through the door and keep going? And we've all known people who are in dead-end relationship or job, and we see them kind of zombieing through life, and it's kind of like we all have to be polite, even though they're sitting next to this fucking rotting corpse at dinner, and we all have to be like, Susan, it's great to see you. Like... I can't believe you're doing this. Okay, great. Don't do that. Let something come to an end. Give up the ghost. I want to make a connection to your headspace card for this week, 5 of Swords. Particularly, give up the ghost on anybody or anything that has been treating you like shit. That's just one thing that I hear right off the bat. What do I mean by that? Let's get more specific. The 5 of Swords version of treating you like shit is extremely immature. It's extremely childish, it's petty, it's hurtful, it's using words to hurt on purpose, the way that like children and teenagers and adolescents do, not the way that grown-ups are supposed to, especially if they are like friend or family or loved one or even peer. Like, bro, we are adults. Don't be playing fucking mind games. That's the 5 of Swords. So give up the ghost on anyone that is playing fucking games, mind games, mental games, verbal games, little text breadcrumby games, like that, you know, these are general readings, so Spirit is bringing forth different things that are happening for water sign people right now. But essentially, if somebody makes you feel like this, give up the ghost on that person. And if, because we need to be as honest as we can be here, right? The 5 of Swords can indicate that we are the one acting immature and being petty and playing mind games. And, you know, Spirit is giving me an example. Okay, let me be clear. People who play mind games aren't necessarily all evil and intentional and malicious. Some people were raised in extremely traumatic or manipulative households, and they don't know how to say, hey, you just hurt my feelings. What they know how to do is shut down and clam up and stonewall you. And that is, if you go, you know, look it up, stonewalling translates to emotional abuse. Yes, there's a problem. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Yes, you're pleading with me to tell you what the problem is. No, because you need to hurt like I'm hurting. That's this. Because a grown-up says, that really hurt my feelings. And like, we really need to talk about it because like, damn, you know? So whether it's you, whether it's someone else, it needs to be handled like adults. And if they are not willing to handle it like adults or just like loving people, because some children don't act like this, right? So, just to be fair to the children, not to be ageist, if anybody is acting like that and it cannot be adjusted, give up the ghost. And sometimes that's family, and we don't want to or can't entirely, cut that person out of our life. That's not what we have to be talking about necessarily, but it can be, I recognize that I have to emotionally detach from this person. They are not healthy. There's never going to be a healthy signal coming down my little energetic cord that I have plugged into them. So I'm just going to go ahead and give myself back that energy. Let them do their thing. Okay? Okay. Now, just to say, it is far from, ooh, it's going to be a nasty week and people are going to be nasty to you. No, 10 of Cups. Give up the ghost on anybody or anything behaving like that, because there is so much richness available. So you don't have to plug into that person. That person or that thing or that institution is not the only place that you can get love or affection or support. 10 of Cups is overjoyed. My cups runneth over. Blessings are flowing into my life. Ace of Pentacles. And Spirit is saying, when we have a resolution inside ourselves, and then we begin to follow through in actions with that resolution. So for example, maybe I recognize as a Cancer moon that I'm being emotionally immature within a certain relationship in my life. And I decide I don't want to do that. Like, I recognize that that's messed up. I don't want to be that person, so I'm going to take actions to change the way that I act. The universe will meet your action, your aligned action. You are synchronizing to something different. Let me say it like that. You are synchronizing your behavior to something different, and you will be met with synchronicity that is of that level, of that flavor, frequency. You know what I'm saying? So blessings reign. As you cut yourself off from things that are draining your resources, naturally, you start to feel growth and richness enter your life. 10 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, okay? So give up the ghost on the 5 of Swords. And conversely, when it comes to something that you are really passionate about, that you really want, and you've really wanted for a long time, and this is what Spirit's saying, so they're giving me different examples. For some of you, it's like, I've really wanted to do this creative project. I've really wanted to, I've been making this relationship work for a very long time, and it's not a 5 of Swords, okay? Maybe it's going through hard times because, like, someone is ill, or someone is overseas, or something like that, but it's like, but I'm here, I'm in it, I'm passionate about it, I want it. Spirit is saying, be very clear that give up the ghost is only about people and things that are draining you and giving nothing back. And if anything, like, yeah, just taking. But the 9 of Wands says, be vigilant, be brave, and stick to the course that does actually still feel aligned and enlivening. That's important. Like, you might be tired, like it said, but it's like, but I'm still totally devoted to this partner that is ill or that is overseas, the examples that they're giving, or this project that is, yes, like, it's flagging or it's taking longer than I wanted, but I'm still totally invested. You know what I'm saying? Big difference. I still have a lot of love and life for this wand thing, whereas this swords thing is like, okay. I hope that that is helpful, water signs. Give up the ghost. You will feel fuller for it. That's the ironic thing that they are saying is like, yeah, letting this go just really, like, you're going to be dropping a floodgate and then it's going to get filled with beautiful fresh water, something that has been dry and dusty and done for. Okay. Let's talk to the fire signs, because Spirit is saying, let's go opposite. You got it. Let's talk to Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius people. Whether you have fire sun, fire moon, fire rising, or fire dominant, a few or more planets in a fire sign. Spirit, we want to know the theme, the vibe that you want to make fire signs aware of for their highest good. Gotcha. And then Spirit, we've got to talk about the elements of their life, their jobs, their money, skills, resources, opportunities. Love it. Okay. Headspace for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, people, Spirit. Okay. And what about love, feelings? connections, relationships, okay? Dreams. And finally, Spirit. They're fire. The fire sign's own element. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius people, Spirit. What do they need to know about their own fire? How do you want them to direct it? Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Pardon. Hey, hey. Yay. All right. So, fire signs. Be the fire you wish to see in the world. What is a star but a ball of burning, beautiful fire? Lighting things up, showing other people that you can do it your own way. You know, the star is not the sun, but they have a lot in common, right? They feature a nude character doing their thing. The difference is the sun is kind of like, everybody look at me, and the star is like, they are focused on doing exactly what they are doing. They are focused on their process of being who they want to be in the world, sharing their gifts and their abundance. 1 foot on land, 1 foot in the water. With Spirit saying, be the star that you wish to see in the world. They're drawing a comparison to one of the cards that showed up in the weekly forecast, the Hermit. If you look closer, if you ever go back and look at this reading, the Hermit in the version of the card that I was using, the light inside of their lantern is the star, right? So it is seeking our spiritual light. It's finding and being the lighthouse. That's what Spirit is saying. That's like the headline for your reading is be the lighthouse. Fire signs by their nature are here to make life up as they go along, to do what feels exciting and passionate and fun and courageous and bold in particular. They are at their best when they do that. And the star says everybody else might not see it yet. Not yet, you know, but the stars are always there. It's just we can't see them until things get dark and difficult. And I could see that a lot of fire sign people right now probably wish to be a beacon for other people, right? To be helpful, to be heroic, to show the way, to be a way shower. And if you have that dream, then Spirit is drawing another connection to the channeled message at the beginning of this reading of like, if you dream of being that, then all you need to do is to do it. If you do it, then you are it. If you walk around celebrating other people doing and being who they are in the world, you are that person, okay? So even if yesterday you didn't do that, you can become that today just by choosing to fucking take that action, okay? I see you. Spirit is talking about you filling your cup and sharing your cup. So that's why they're really having me hone in on the two pictures here. And then these two cards, your money, your job, your skills, your headspace. So 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is about getting together with others. It's about reciprocity. It's about sharing your cup. And what Spirit is saying is, in this case of the 3 of Pentacles, your support, it goes every single way. It's like each person who is in this like, oh, Spirit is using the word cohort. So for some of you, maybe you're in a specific like retreat or you're taking a course or whatever, like, but the people that are in your cohort or in your group, they are each benefiting and growing from like a symbiotic relationship. The other thing that Spirit is showing me is like permaculture. Permaculture as opposed to monoculture. Monoculture is the cornfield, right? Everything the same. The permaculture is like a food forest. It's like the beans get planted right next to the carrots because the beans create, none of this is real, okay? The beans create hydrogen, and then the carrots make potassium, and the beans need that and the carrots need that, and then we put the cabbage right here because it makes this, that, and the other thing. And all 3 of these things flourish more because they are together versus if we just, you know, oh, here's all cabbage, here's all carrots. It scoops up all of the same nutrients out of the ground and saps them, right? Whereas if we put them all together, they naturally support each other. That's what Spirit is showing me with this 3 of Pentacles for you. There are certain people and even certain groups, as in like, oh, I really have always wanted to go support Planned Parenthood, or I've always wanted to go join a creative writing class, and I feel like I would get something out of it and be able to contribute in the way that I want to. What is it for you? What would you benefit from? And this is where Spirit is talking about filling your own cup as well. So yes, sharing what you have, but also Four of Swords, taking the time that you need to relax. And Spirit is using the word integrate. Integrate and reintegrate. Okay? The opposite of disintegrate. So if something, for example, maybe you have strong water placements, some of the fire signs listening to this, and maybe you had to, quote, give up the ghost, death card, right, in the waters reading. And maybe after that disintegration, you need some time to integrate, reintegrate. Okay, what now? Okay, and Spirit is also using the word recovery. So it's like, okay, I'm in recovery, whether physically or mentally or whatever. I really need to harness and gather my resources into myself and reintegrate, because I'm a different person now. Because of what I've just been through, I'm a different person. I really need to sort out how I'm thinking and feeling, what's good, what's not good, what's useful to me, what's not like. Spirit is also talking about Spirit just used the phrase reflect and reintegrate. So some of you, it might really serve you to get your thoughts out onto paper, or like turning on the voice memo thing on your phone and like, this happened and this, and I went through this and then I thought that and blah, 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 blah. And by having like a dialogue with yourself, you might discover some things. And some things, what Spirit is showing me is like, those sliding puzzles where you have to slide all the squares around in order to make a picture. That's what Spirit is showing me with like your mental space. So that talking or that, word vomit like out onto the page could help you come to a place where it's like, oh my God, I see things in a whole new way, and it's much clearer to me now what I want and what I need to do, who I need to get around. And clarity is really important. Okay, I want to say two things, and I want to put them right next to each other. Clarity is important, fire signs, and dreams and dreaming are also important. Okay, and I know it sounds a little bit like they're at odds. Well, Neptune just entered Aries, so all the fire signs are feeling a little bit more dreaminess, illusory spirituality, a little glitter and fog machine that Neptune does to the fire signs right now. Here's your glitter and fog machine, the Seven of Cups. Here's you, the querent, looking at all of your options, all of your desires. Which thing do I want? Here's the important thing, fire signs. It is really important to dream. It's important to, Spirit is using Spirit's talking about, it's important to have a vision for the future. It's important to be excited about something that could happen. And there is something new that you want. But I think that you need to get really, really, really clear with yourself before you take this step, because the Two of Wands implies you're just thinking about it. The Three of Wands would imply you've taken this step, right? But you're thinking about trying something in a different way. You've got your experience here planted right behind you, and then you've got this new thing right here in your hand. Opportunities. Spirit is saying GPS as I look at this. So it's like, I have a map. I have an idea of where I could go with this. Now, do I want to do it? Here's something important. Do it because it fucking feels good to you, not for, oh, I'm going to do it because I want to be rich or I want to be powerful. It's important that the reason that we do, like, the journey needs to be as fun as the destination. If, for example, I was making tarot reading videos with the idea that, like, I'm going to have 1 million subscribers and I'm going to make $50 bazillion a month, I'm going to be real disappointed every month, right? I'm going to be like, damn, this sucks. I'm just grinding to like get that number or whatever. No, you got to do the thing because the thing is fun. So yes, it might be that's your dream to make $1 gazillion a month and yada, yada, but it needs to be that the action is satisfying, that this for its own sake is, fills me with passion and joy and excitement. And yeah, if I happen to fall in love or get a bunch of power or beauty or money along the way, wonderful. But that's not why I'm doing it, right? Like, I got to be doing it because I got to do it. Like, right? Okay. So Dream. And then, as you dream, bring things into perspective and clarity and get around the people that can support you in learning and growing in that dream that you have. Because Three of Pentacles says you can take very practical action and actually make a lot of progress, more than you might expect. So it doesn't have to take as long as you might think to make this change and grow this new thing that you are trying to have or be. Okay. I hope that that is helpful, fire signs. I'm hearing air. So next we're going to talk to my air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Dominant air sign people, spirit. My funny, thinky folks, spirit. What is showing up this week? What is the theme? How would you guide the air signs this week, spirit, for their highest good? What do you want them to know for their highest good? Beautiful card, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, spirit, when it comes to money, resources, earthly things. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius people, the through line for the air signs. Gorgeous, okay? Pretty good so far. How about their own realm, spirit? The realm of the swords, the realm of words, communications, and thoughts. Hey, okay? Now feelings, connections, relationships. Spirit, what is happening in the depths of the air signs? Love, okay? Interesting. And finally, spirit, their fire, the energy of the air signs this week. How is it feeling or flaring, spirit? And how do you want them to direct it? Gorgeous. Wow. Wow. What a fantastic and flowing ass reading for my air sign people. Okay, spirit says show up. That's your headline for this week, is show up. The Strength card is about power, and specifically inner power. And more specifically, it is about being in a situation that might make us want to, like, put up our dukes or use like the most vicious and pointed words possible. But Strength is saying, hey, 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 get your lion in control and in step with you, and you will show up much more powerfully than letting your lion run out ahead of you and swipe at this person or swipe at your job or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? So Strength is harness. Harness your energy. If you have anger or passion, harness it. Bring it in. Sit down and focus and visualize that energy that maybe right now, like just as an example, somebody could have just really pissed you off. Or you know, it's Sunday, tomorrow's maybe the first day of your work week. And it's like, I know that I have to go in and have this conversation or ask for this thing or stand up for this or whatever it is. And right now I'm freaking out. So I would love you to sit and visualize what that energy, that sparkling or fiery or whatever your energy looks and feels like. What color is it? What texture is it? What kind of motion is it doing around you? Just sit and imagine, quote marks, big fucking scare quotes around that. Imagine, understand, see what your energy is doing, and then on purpose be like, okay, now I want to bring this in and I want to compress it into this beautiful solar fiery ball. And I'm going to bring that deep into my solar plexus. All that amazing fire, I'm going to bring it into myself. All that incredible energy, I'm going to bring it into myself. And I'm going to be, Spirit is using the word incandescent. I'm going to be radiating power from the inside in such a way, this is what they're saying, that I step into the office to have this conversation, or I walk up to my partner to have this conversation, or whatever it is, right? And they can just feel the difference. They can feel my gravitas or my unshakableness or whatever, and they respond differently off rip. Okay, so you don't even have to like show off all of this strength and puff out your chest. even the vibe of you shifting your energy and knowing this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to say, this is how I'm going to behave, and being kind of unfuckwithable. Okay? So I really like this, and I see it having really excellent outcomes. So I want to say this, and this seems like it would be more a problem for my Libra people than like Gemini or Aquarius people. But showing up and saying, this is what I want, and this is who I am, and this is what I need, could feel uncomfortable, but it has remarkably powerful outcomes, reciprocity. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. And if it makes somebody else a little uncomfortable or they respond to you in a different way, just know that that's because, yeah, you're showing up as more of yourself and people are going to respond to you differently. Now, I see them responding extremely well. Let's talk. Hey, Steph, happy to see you. First up, your money, 10 of Pentacles, love to see it. More than enough. Protection, financial and familial protection. Family can be chosen, family can be biological, right? So support systems firmly in place. I'm hearing for some of you, promotions and raises. That could be the whole, I have something that I'm going to ask for and I'm going to step into it with my harnessed self. And when they can feel how fucking serious I am and that I'm not going to be shaken off of this, they're not going to want to go back and forth with me. They're just going to want to give me what I want. That's just something that I'm hearing. And we'll just jump there, because tarot reading in a big part is being able to see a big, giant Venn diagram, right? And if I look at the giant Venn diagram of 10 of Pentacles and 6 of Wands, promotion, financial rewards, and promotion can mean different things, right? Promotion can be, here's your new title and your new money. Promotion can be, oh, this social media account shared that art that you made or that video that you made, and now a bunch of new people are seeing you, so you're being, quote unquote promoted, you're being lifted, you're being seen, because the 6 of Wands is that applause and parade card. Someone is throwing you a fucking parade. So you ought to show off. You ought to ask for what you want. You ought to be bold, because it works in your favor this week, okay? I always want you to be brave and be bold, but again, particularly air signs, this week it works for you, like financially, energetically, and each of the other ways as well. 6 of Swords, when it comes to your headspace, it is clear. It is flowing. The 6s are flow. The 6s are particularly flow after conflict. So maybe there was a big fight, or maybe there was a harsh or difficult discussion, and now we have learned what we need to learn and we can move on. 6 of Swords is moving on with clarity, with understanding, and importantly, it's like, this, what I've just been through, might have been a little difficult. Again, it could even just be like a tough conversation, right? With someone that you even love. Like, it doesn't have to be a big, horrible breakdown. It can just be like someone states that, like, hey, my needs aren't getting met. And like, that's a tough conversation. But at the same time, it's a very loving, honest conversation, right? Because if I'm telling somebody, hey, like, I have a need that's not getting met, that means I'm invested in this relationship and in this thing growing and working, right? Rather than, I'm not getting my need met, so maybe I'll just go get it met elsewhere, right? Having the conversation is the more loving action. So I feel like a very honest or difficult conversation has happened. And this week, 6 of Swords is like, okay, and now knowing this, everything, not just the next couple months of my life, but like the rest of my life could be clearer and easier based on the conclusions that I come to and the clarity that I create this week. In other words, you might never enter another relationship without saying, these are the things that I need, these are the things that I am, and if this isn't present in the relationship, then I'm not interested. And that in itself culls, 80% of your would-be suitors, but it makes the 20% that are left like, yes, this might actually fucking work out. And that's a lot clearer and easier than here's 100% of people and 80% of them are ass. Ready? Like, that's just what they're saying. Okay, they're not ass. They're not ass this week. 6 of Cups. When it comes to the emotional realm, there's actually a lot of potential for connection and reconnection, because the Six of Cups is indeed a reunion card. Can be romantic, that can happen, but it can also be like family. Like, oh my God, this cousin or this sibling that I haven't seen or spoken to in a long, long time. And every time we get together, it's like we've never been apart. That's the vibe of the Six of Cups. That's why it's the soulmate card. Because sometimes in life we meet people who are total strangers, but it's like, I know you and you know me and we fucking vibe. And isn't that the best thing ever? That is the Six of Cups card. So who is that in your life? You might find that they feature prominently, or that they reach out to you, or that you feel the impetus to reach out to them. But I really love this card. Six of Cups is also saying to me, have fun. And how fun is important, of course, for everyone. But in particular, like the air signs, like we're like the impish motherfuckers, right? You need to install fun in your life if it's missing. That's just what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that some air signs out there, maybe they have strong Capricorn placements or something like that, where it's like, I don't have time for fun. I'm a quirky Aquarius and I don't have time for fun. Like, no, that's not right. That's unnatural. You got to install. You got to like schedule in some fun. Okay. Schedule in some fun. Create some play dates for this week. I think that it will have more and better outcomes than even just, wow, we had a bunch of fun. We had a bunch of fun, and they had me having a revelation about something else that's been going on in my life and helped me move ahead in a clearer way. Or we hung out and had a great time, and then they reminded me of this skill or opportunity that I have, and I went for it and I got a bunch of money off of it. So big surprise, magical things happen when we hang out with the people that we consider to be magical. That's just how it works. Yeah, tons of sixes, 3 6s, and then a 10 of Pentacles. Listen, if we were going to have a pattern interrupt, the 10 of Pentacles is the kind of pattern interrupt that we want. Yeah, a lot of flow and a lot of fortitude. That's what I'm hearing between the 10 of Pentacles and the Strength card. So that's a beautiful combination. Flow and fortitude, air signs. Enjoy. Ooh, I love it. And now, since Spirit was already starting to mosey on over there with the Earth talk, the Capricorn placements, it's so funny. I always wonder if someone's out there like doing bug eyes because they're like, I'm the air sign with the Capricorn placements that needs to schedule fun. Yes! Oh, that's so exciting stuff! Oh, that's so exciting. Okay. Earth signs. Let's dial in, Spirit, for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Dominant People Spirit with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Spirit, what is the theme for the Earth signs this week? Okay, beautiful. Oh, okay, so we got a few. Well, that makes sense. Spirit's like, yeah, we're talking directly to whoever's tuning in. That's great. Okay, well, schedule in that fun. Don't forget. Have fun. Make magic. All right, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Spirit, when it comes to their own element, skills, resources, jobs, opportunities, gifts. I say gifts and then flip this over. Literal gifts. Spirit is so fun. Okay. I hear you, Spirit. I hear you. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What is the mental realm looking like? Okay. And what about the emotional realm for my earth signs? How is the well for the earth signs this week? What do they need to know for their highest good? Love, okay. And finally, how about their energy? Their fire, their magma. Spirit, what do the earth signs need to know about their fire for their highest good? Gorgeous. I need you to think about what lights you up, earth signs. What lights you up? What gives you joy? What, when you are doing it or thinking about it or living in it, makes people say, like, you look so happy, or what have you been doing lately? And if you haven't heard that in a minute, then that's why even more you need to plug into what lights you up, what excites you. And if you don't know, then it's time to explore. Okay? Let's talk about it. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. Yes, I will check the Discord. Yes, that's great. So, the star. 1 foot on land, Earth, and 1 in the water. So Earth signs feelings figure prominently this week, whether you like it or not. That's, Spirit is so funny. But I think that in many ways you will like it, okay? But yes, in other ways, Earth signs are a little bit, they can feel out of their depth if things get a little too emotional, a little too tearful, heady, etc. But apparently there are going to be some strong, heady emotions coming in this week. And Spirit is asking you to let them flow through you. So here's an example. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn people, we can be extremely practical. We can base most of our decisions on what appears to make sense. So finding yourself spontaneously crying in the middle of the day when nothing has happened may not appear to make sense. Something wants to flow through and out of you. And again, or some people can be like, if it doesn't make sense, I better shut that shit down. I'm being a baby right now. I don't have time for this. Nothing's even happening. What's wrong with me? That kind of thing. As opposed to like, but this is just natural. This is what is showing up. What is showing up doesn't always make sense, right? I may not always understand where it's coming from because, Spirit was talking when I was saying the prayer, like the well inside of the earth signs, and they haven't used that terminology with me before. So they're talking about things might be welling up out of you. Beautiful things. And yes, sometimes that can be being moved to tears. Sometimes that's what it takes for us to finish something and feel cleansed. That is something that I'm hearing. So some earth sign people may experience kind of like a cleansing cry. And I feel like for some of you, and I really love this, I feel like for some of you, that cleansing cry or that cleansing even like expression of pain, and it's not that for everybody, okay? But like this is what Spirit is bringing forward. That being witnessed, lovingly witnessed in your tears or your art, because the star is also imperfect expression. She is not caring about being perfect. She's caring about being real. She's caring about being herself, showing up and giving what she has to give to the world. And she's not asking if it makes sense or if you think it's pretty or if you think it's good or if blah, blah. She's just doing her thing. The star is like a flower blossoming. It's like, this is just what I'm made for. Like, I just love to sing or bake or whatever, and I'm just going to do it. And whether I get accolades for it or not, this is who I am. And whether it makes sense or not, this is who I am. So when I see this witnessing, I feel like this could be loved ones being there for you in that moment. And for some of you, the literal thing I see is some people having like kind of like a group therapy situation where it's like you're able to express something and be seen, and not have to like have armor on, not feel like I can't show this part of myself to these people. It's allowing yourself to be seen, and then things just overjoyed. Your cups runneth over. Spirit is saying something really important, earth signs, oh my gosh, which is in order to be really loved, we have to be vulnerable. Because if we're not vulnerable, then the love that we're getting or the accolades or the appreciation isn't really based on who the fuck exactly and fully we are. So if you've been kind of protecting yourself, hiding yourself from something that you want or someone that you want, etc., I would say don't hold back. You don't have to be perfect. If that's an earth sign affliction, is to think that we have to be perfect or in full fruition or whatever in order to be worthy or in order to receive love or accolades or money or whatever. No, actually, You can be your whole imperfect self, but your true self. And I showed it to you earlier, but Spirit says when you show yourself as you really are, and you shine as you really are, you attract people and opportunities and money and etc. that fit that vulnerable, honest self. The star is also about following your faith. So it brings me back also to that Hermit card that was in the weekly forecast, where it was like, you have to be yourself, and some people won't understand it, but the people who do understand it are going to love the fuck out of you, and they love the real you. They love the you that says like, yes, I want to be loved, but I also really want to be who I am, so I need to choose to be who I really am. And then the true loves of your life, and I mean friends, co-workers, allies, accomplices, come out of the woodwork. Because you are a beacon, right? Because you become a beacon for like, this is just who I really am, and I don't really care if anybody else understands it or sees it. This is who I feel like I want and need to be. This is what lights me up. This is what inspires me. This is what activates me. And I hear for some of you, earth signs, that you have a hobby or an interest or like a skill, a talent, right? That you might be ignoring because you're like, I don't see the financial or the tangible rewards for singing or watercolor or etc. Like, well, I'm not going to be a fine artist and I'm not trying to be a singer, so why would I invest my time in that? Because it fucking lights you up. Because it really excites you to do that thing. So if you're telling yourself that it's like impractical or there's not enough time, oh, it's impractical, there's not enough time, there's already people doing that, I'm not even really good at it, my mother would think it's embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. All these reasons to stop yourself from moving forward and stepping into the lush, beautiful landscape that you could be occupying, being the beacon that you are, rather than saying, oh, I can only be a beacon if I'm perfect, or I can only be a beacon if what I'm giving is something that fill in the blank. It makes sense. Like, no. Do you. Be you. Follow your North Star. I'm going to give you a hint because Spirit is bringing it up. If you don't know what your North Star is, or you're like, I don't know what it means to really, truly be and become myself, look at your birth chart, go look for where your North Node is, what sign and what house. The sign and the house that your North Node are in will point you toward, this is what this life, this current incarnation, because you have a timeless, eternal soul, you will never die, you just transition, okay? You just transition to a new thing, new person, new whatever. But in this incarnation, you did have, I really want this. I really want to learn this. I really like, I covered that, and that's your South Node, the house and the sign. I covered that. I learned that. I got a master's, a doctorate, a fucking like universal graduation cap on being a Scorpio or whatever. This time I'm meant to be a Taurus. I'm meant to act like a Taurus. I'm meant to build da 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 da. Look at your chart. Look where you've been and look for where you're going. And cultivate that North Star. That will give you a clue for those of you who are like, I have no damn idea. And if you want to chat about it, if you want to like explore ideas, go ahead and drop in the comments, not here in the live chat, drop it in the comments, because then it'll live there forever and I can respond to it. I won't be able to like reply to the chat. I can still see it, but I can't reply to it. So drop a comment if you want to with like, this is my North and South Node, house and sign. Be happy to give you like, boop, here's like a little something that I feel off that. If you want to go further, obviously you could always book a reading and then we could really get into all that shit. I really appreciate y'all. We have reached the end of our forecast. I hope that that is super helpful. It feels like Sundays are good. Continue to let me know. I'm sorry, I keep asking because I'm like, I feel like Sundays are better for y'all. There's a part of me that wants my Sunday to myself, but I feel like Sunday is a better day to like plan the week ahead. Y'all let me know. Okay. It has been fun as always. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the mods. I appreciate y'all so much for keeping the space clean and healthy and wonderful. Wishing everybody so much love, luck, blessings, and beautiful surprises this week. Until I see you next time, which will be very soon. Thank you, y'all. Have a good one. Remember to do the world thing. What am I done with? What am I starting tomorrow? Okay, bye.